Call this meeting to order. Please join us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mayor Mixon.
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley. Councilor Curry.
Here.
Councilor Howe.
Here.
Councilor Hubbard.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Do we have any requests from the audience?
No, ma'am.
Any announcements or proclamations from anyone? No, sir. Then we'll go straight to governing body reports. Council, anyone?
I would just say we had a really great Memorial Day out at the memorial. So lots of good people showed up and lots of nice speakers and just a good day.
Thank you. That's good to hear.
Just one quick question. Do we have that budget meeting planned between now and the first of the year?
You'd have to, Morris isn't here tonight.
Okay.
He's ill,
Okay.
so you could call him and ask. So I don't know
Okay.
about any of it. I don't know if Keith does. Have you heard?
I haven't heard anything, no.
Then we'll go to staff reports, and the first one is, we'll turn the floor over to Chief Lewis.
Madam Mayor, members of council, Clerk Boggs, before you have the staff report from the month of October from the police department. The calls for service is actually kind of on 2 pages. You may not have that second one. That's when we were doing the transition over to Mark 43. So the one form with the nice colored chart here has 41. There was actually 6 that came out of Crime Star. So it was actually 47 for the month. So kind of a busy month there. This colored chart you're looking at, this is how they will be presented now in the future. This is the new Mark 43 program. So that's how their system produces the reports for the month. For the Crime Star ones that were still in there from before, we had 1 agency assist, 1 assist with another village department, 1 business alarm, 1 informational, 1 residential alarm, and 1 shots fired call. We had 1 arrest for the month for shoplifting. And we had 14 citations for the month. Most of those were speeding, and we had a bunch, actually most were actually parked vehicle and then speeding citations, even in the not so busy. And then I forgot my other page. I don't know if you got it up there. So they came in last Thursday. We're still waiting on optics to arrive. ProForce has told us probably December for those because they're a new optics, so they're not even in country yet. So we will get 6 of the first 500 hit the country will be coming to Angel Fire. We are going to an optic mounted sidearm. The MDT installs were postponed. They were supposed to be down there yesterday and today and tomorrow. We were supposed to be relaying vehicles all week. They had a graphics issue, so we've had to push it back. Probably, we're looking at maybe next Monday, the vehicles start going. If not, the Monday after, we'll start relaying vehicles down to get the computer stands installed, the computers and the graphics changed on the vehicles to reflect the new badge. We did have an individual apply with the department for the open position. He is a certified officer out of Texas. So he is currently working at the state parks level here at the Eagle Nest Park. He applied, went through background, everything looks good with him. That's why I was running late. I just had him there at the office. I did offer him a position, which he has accepted. So we're looking at getting him started December. He will only have to do a 2-week cert by waiver training is all he will have to take because he's certified in Texas. He has about 9 years of law enforcement experience. So he does come with some good training. So he has some good tactical background to him. And then yesterday I had an individual bring a young man to the office interested in another position, which we still have 1 open position, which was the new position I was allotted July 1 this year. So he's an uncertified officer, 28 years old. He's interested in policing. So he was brought down and we're looking at evaluating him. And he is set up right now to take a PT test Friday with Officer Hicks. And we'll see how that goes. And then we'll go from there whether we can pursue him or not. Can I stand for any questions?
They're uncertified, so you say before it's like a year to get them?
No, we have 1 year to get them certified. The training's about 20 weeks and academies change. So it's around 20. It could be 16, 18, 22. But we have 1 year to actually get them. So he'll ride with an officer up until that time he goes to the academy and graduates. And then when he comes back, he'll be released on his own to serve as an officer. Until then, we'll make sure he's chaperoned basically with a field training officer prior to the academy. So I think there's one in February or March is the next academy. So we'll get him to if he works out and we feel he's a good candidate, then we'll try to get him to the fastest one possible. And we have options. It's not just Santa Fe. Farmington has an academy. There's a couple different options for law enforcement academies in the state. So we have a little bit of room to play around.
Awesome.
So we might be fully staffed here shortly after the new year.
Real fast, Chief. Have you had your eval yet?
No,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we turn the floor over to Chief Bobbitt.
Madam Mayor, Council, quick box. So far to date, we have had 387 calls for service. With the wildland slash, we've been burning through slash over the last month. We've done about 300 cubic yards of burning. So we're really trying to utilize the new ACI, which was moved out of the slash pit and is now right behind Fire Station 3. Because we moved it, we have to get it tested. That test is on Friday. It's called an opacity test. It basically, anytime we move a machine of that caliber, we just have to make sure that the movement didn't mess with anything internally. We have picked up approximately 200 cubic feet from within the village over the last month. And then all the new slash that has been called in this year has been picked up. We're still working on a little bit of the old list because some of the piles were excessively large, but we are working through that list as well. Fire inspections, we have had 175 fire inspections have been conducted. 71 of those are completed 100% in compliance with the recommendations of the fire inspector. One of the things we're having issues is actually getting those scheduled. So the fire inspector, if the business is open and the inspection hasn't been scheduled, he's been stopping in and just trying to get those done. Fire and EMS, we posted for shift lieutenants. There'd be 3 shift lieutenants, hopefully starting either at the beginning of the new year or just before the beginning of the new year. So far, we've had 3 applications for those positions. Fire Station 1, Emergency Operations Center, we were successful in getting a $400,000 grant for the fire station from the State Fire Marshal's office. Today, I met with representatives from Senator Lujan and Senator Heinrich's offices for congressional direct spending. So I got a lot of good information on what exactly CDS, like how that spending looks like. Once you get awarded, it takes about 18 months to actually receive the money. The average project that they fund is $700,000. So they advised me that I really need to create the project in phases so they can fund like an entire phase of the project. And then CDS funding can also provide funding for any type of equipment. The generator, wiring within the station, that can all be from congressional direct spending. So great information as far as the meeting today with the representatives. The ladder truck 3580 is in Albuquerque for full diagnostic and repairs. Really going to try to find out what is wrong with that truck and either get it fixed or replaced. But basically starting from the ground up with that truck. The new ambulance, it was delayed. It was originally scheduled to be here at the end of this year. Now, final walkthrough, they said probably February. I'll probably go do a final walkthrough for the ambulance. Eagle Nest coverage is continuing and it seems to be working good. The MOA has been looked at from our attorney and returned back to them to make sure their attorney is good with it. So still no contract has been actually signed or in place. I have completed 3 out of the 5 classes of the FEMA Emergency Manager Basic Academy certification. And the other day, the Fire Adaptive Committee brought up grants questions on what grants we've applied for. And I know I've mentioned the grants kind of sporadically, but I thought I'd compile a list of grants that we've applied for and received or not received. So that's what this list is for. The $400,000 we did receive for the Fire Station 1. We received a small $9,179 for the EMS Fund Act. That's to help with ambulance equipment. We received $75,000 from the state grant for a large chipper. We did not receive a $550,000 BLM grant. And then we did not receive a $161,000 YCC grant. That was turned in late. We applied for a $10 million CWDG grant in collaboration with the Cimarron Watershed Alliance. That's pending. And then recently also put in for a $65,000 grant through the Correlations and Collaboratives Incorporated. It's a Colorado-based nonprofit implementation. It's called AIM program. And what that will do is it will fund possibly little mini grants for thinning within the village, as well as like an ambassador program is what I'm really going for. And what that looks like would be like a community educator, community ambassador, someone that's always out in the community educating the public on the importance of thinning, the importance of living with fire. So those are all the grants that we put in since I've been here. Oh, I forgot a $250,000 brush truck also through the CWDG. That was also put in. That's also pending at this time. Thank you, Julie. A quick Fire Adaptive Committee update. Mike Overby has been attending multiple different trainings for fire adaptivity, really trying to figure out his role as the chair. So he's getting really educated. That $65,000 grant that I applied for was one of his recommendations, and if we get it, that would be really beneficial. We also are having long discussions about adopting the IWUIC, which is the International Wildland Urban Interface Code, or rewriting the existing fuel modification code that we currently have. We're also planning a village hall for the spring. So hopefully we can just educate the village. Budget update. A couple of council meetings ago, I mentioned cutting $800,000 from the wildland budget. I'm hearing all sorts of different things, and so I feel like there was confusion that was created with that. So to clear up any confusion and for utter transparency, I just wanted to bring this out. So there was originally $1.8 million budgeted for wildland. We're only getting $1 million. At the end of the day, that's why. What was budgeted was the wildfire protection fee was $400,000. We'll probably be getting about $600,000. So there was an increase of $200,000. There was $40,000 budgeted for wildland fire grant. We'll actually get about $25,000. Wildland revenues were budgeted for $800,000. We're going to be bringing in just over $300,000. And then other state grants was budgeted for $550,000. Right now, we brought in about $75,000. I don't know why the amounts were so off. Not that I was cutting it and spending it somewhere else, was we were never going to get the money in the first place. Questions?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Of course.
And I guess that was the committee report. Don't think we have any other ones.
The beautification.
Do we have
trash pickup.
Oh, do you want to give some?
Yeah, it was really successful trash pickup day. We had about about 25 volunteers,
25 volunteers, 55 bags of trash.
55 bag of trash, some of the more interesting things. Pretty much brand new prop.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like airplane?
Like a propeller, yeah.
Like off a boat.
Oh,
And it was brand new. It was thrown out in the field somewhere.
Company needs them.
And then one joint in a bag. So that's
Yeah.
the two folks.
There's a big joint.
That's it.
Thank you. Yeah, I didn't have that written down. Okay, we'll go on to new business. The first on the agenda is the discussion approval of a liquor license application for Ruben Marino Hernandez, DBA Mi Casina Mexicana. And we open this up as a public hearing. And I'll turn the floor over to Keith Fox.
Thank you, Mayor, Council. So again, we have a liquor license application that the New Mexico Regulation and Licensing Department is requiring us to have a public hearing and approve the application on our end before they will approve it on theirs. So by doing this, that fulfills that requirement. And if you see in the packet, you have the application, the blueprint of the location. There's also letters of recommendation from the churches nearby agreeing to have it there as well. So it is now up to you to move that forward.
Is there any public opinion since it's a public hearing? No, and I know it's been through council before, and then it went to state, and we waited for it to come back from state, and now this is the last step. You're shaking your head. Very last step before you get to actually get your permit, right? Yeah. Any questions, council? No? No, nothing from the public? And we'll close this public hearing. And I ask for a motion, please.
Make a motion for discussion and approval of the liquor license application for Ruben Marino Hernandez, DBA Mi Casino Mexicano.
A second.
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 And then we'll call for a vote, please.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley.
Aye.
Councilor Curry.
Aye.
Councilor Howe.
Aye.
Councilor Humbert.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, sir. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it?
Yes.
Next, we have discussion and approval of resolution 2023-57, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses related to T-LAP training in Albuquerque. Is there a motion?
I make a motion for discussion approval of resolution 2023-57, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses related to T/LAP training in Albuquerque.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. I'll turn the floor over to Julie Coulson.
Hey, Madam Mayor, Council, and Clerk Boggs. This was a training that I attended. I was not able to get pre-approval for actuals as you did not have a meeting October 24th. This training was required by NMDOT. It pertains to federal DOT grants. If you go for federal grants, you are required to have that training. So I did the training and passed my test with 100%. And I'll stand for any questions.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley.
Aye.
Councilor Curry.
Aye.
Councilor Howe.
Aye.
Councilor Humbert.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next is a discussion approval of resolution 2023-56, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses related to a class training that was given by Aaron Britnell. Is there a motion?
I make a motion for the discussion approval of resolution 2023-56, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses related to a class training that was given by Aaron Britnell.
Second.
Thank you. And we'll turn the floor over to Chief Bobick.
Madam Mayor, Council, Clerk Boggs, this is just a request for reimbursement for an employee who gave some training. We've been doing a lot of community outreach and trying to do some CBER classes, especially for entities. This one was for the resort in particular. He didn't realize the procedures for payment. He thought he could just pay for something and get it reimbursed right away. But this was a class that he did provide as a Angel Fire Department member.
Thank you, sir.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley.
Aye.
Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Counselor Howell.
Aye.
Counselor Humbert.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Before you sit down.
I know.
Next is discussion approval of resolution 2023-58, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses for fuel while traveling to Albuquerque for the ladder truck repair. Is there a motion?
Make a motion for discussion approval of resolution 2023-58, a resolution for the reimbursement of actual expenses for fuel while traveling to Albuquerque for ladder truck repair.
Second?
Thank you. We'll turn the floor back over to Chief Fox.
Madam Mayor, Council, I'm an imperfect man doing an imperfect job. I forgot my wallet at home. My wife came to save me. I would like reimbursement.
For $56?
Yes.
Keith, on the actual resolution, the past approved date is 8 November.
No,
That's
okay.
probably from the first time.
I will fix that, sir. Thank you.
So does that mean you were driving the truck without a driver's license?
Yeah, that's 100% accurate. Yes,
Chief Lewis. Thank you, sir.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley.
Aye.
Aye.
Counselor Hubbard.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Next is a discussion approval of resolution 2023-59, a resolution calling for the approval of the law enforcement recruitment fund. Is there a motion?
Make a motion for discussion approval of resolution 2023-59, a resolution calling for the approval of the law enforcement recruitment fund.
Second.
And we'll turn the floor over to Chief Lewis.
Madam Mayor, members of council, before you have a resolution for the law enforcement recruitment fund. So I applied for this fund. We missed it last year. We didn't apply for this. What this allows for is basically 3 years of funding for officer positions. So we were actually granted 2 positions. So it starts with $150,000 the first year. Well, actually, it's 100% for the first year, 50% for the second year, and 25% of the salary and benefits on the third year. We were granted 2 positions, so these 2 individuals we're looking at, we can actually pay their salary and benefits through this fund. Like the state on most things, they didn't get us the funding until just here recently in October. The mayor and I had already signed this, and as I was about to send it off, I realized it has to be accompanied with a resolution, so that's why I'm bringing it to you tonight to request approval so we can get these funds in and we can help supplement the budget with this monies and pay for these new officers. And we are already budgeted for these officers. One's Officer Fitch's position and one was the new position that we were given July 1st. So we already got the funding there, but this is going to help supplement the budget.
Awesome.
I stand for questions.
No? Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mayor Pro Tem Billingsley.
Aye.
Counselor Curry.
Aye.
Counselor Howell.
Aye.
Counselor Humbert.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
A second?
Second.
Call this meeting adjourned.